Good morning, everyone. TGIF. Let's just make sure the cameras are straight somewhat. It's already been a pretty, it's already been a pretty busy morning, and it's only, oh geez, 9:02. Had the opportunity to film with someone that lives in our building, and she's created this incredible plan called Una Vida No Plan, welcoming people here in the Dominican Republic to really rebirth themselves, find themselves. And so we interviewed on the beach, and I can't wait to share that with you. But today, our focus is day four of trusting yourself to know when to pivot. And today's Starbucks, it's all about my Starbucks peeps and what that looked like for me and how I got there. And what were the steps that I took to make that happen? Uh, if you are tuning in for the first time and we don't know each other, welcome here. My name's Nat. We're going live on Facebook and we're going live on Instagram. So I'm sharing my eye contact with both of you. And right now, in this moment, I am embracing being a relocation specialist, helping you with a concierge package to take you from point A to point B, whether it be here in the Dominican or maybe the country of your choice. That can all happen for you. If you didn't join us on day one, two, three, and day one, two, and three, you certainly can. You can go back into my profile on Instagram or into my page and you will find those. So go back, hashtag replay. Let me know what you thought. Let me know how we know each other. On day one, I shared about how fantastic it was to work on ships, how I got there, how I decided to go from land to sea. And it was such an incredible experience for 6 years. I met incredible people, had incredible experiences. On day two, we looked at relationships, and sometimes we don't see relationships as a pivot, but that's what they are. They are there to teach us things. They are there to guide us. They are there to recognize things in us. And yesterday in day three, we talked all things entrepreneurship. Never thought in a million years that I would have been an entrepreneur, and it sort of uh, find myself in this place since I really grew up in a time where school work and those were that was the path you followed. And now I think that there's more openness to entrepreneurship in schools. Our students have more opportunities, and we really wanted to show our daughter what it could be like to be an entrepreneur and be your own boss. So if you're tuning in live, make sure you say hi. Let me know what you do for a living, how I can help you connect with other people. But back in 2018, so gosh, it's been like 3 years now, I discovered that I had a lump in my throat and got all that checked out to finally my doctors say that, we're going to remove that lump. It was quite big. We don't want it to, grow anymore. And once that was out, they discovered the pathologist discovered that the lump was actually cancerous. Now, no need to worry. I am all smiles today because I'm good. I'm good. I'm good because to be preventive, they actually took out the other side 6 weeks later. So I had a surgery in April, had a surgery in May, 6 weeks later, to remove the other side of the thyroid. And for the most part, recovered well. I can't say that it was extremely difficult. The second round was probably the hardest one. There was more fatigue. There was a willingness to get back on the wagon, but very hard to. And found my stride, thankfully, to a wonderful woman named Irene who asked me to come do a workshop at the hospital downtown, at the mega hospital, for the student volunteers. And when I did that workshop, I felt like I was back. Like there was just something, a fire in me that came back with my speaking business. But all of that time that I had been, gone into surgery, recuperated, my business had really plateaued at that point where there was really not a lot going on. And that is part of a cycle in business. All businesses go through it. We may not, label it as anything, but there's this cycle that businesses go through. And I was in that zone that I needed more clients. I need to increase my client base. I need to increase, the revenue numbers. And that's just normal. And it came to a time that, my husband and I sat down, had a good conversation and said, listen, we need to, make things happen. And he really wanted me to get a job. But getting a job meant a lot of different changes in our, hey, Monica, thanks for tuning in. Uh, that meant changing our quality of life. It meant changing what it would look like in our household. And that was something that we really wanted and focused when we had Adele. We wanted a certain quality of life. And me having a business out of home meant that there was always a parent around. And it's not always possible for everyone, but we really wanted to make that possible. She was starting school that year. She was starting kindergarten in 2018. And I just didn't feel comfortable sort of leaving our island. Like we lived on an island outside of Montreal. And I felt like in my heart that I needed to be close to her. I didn't want, you know, not that I thought anything bad was going to happen to her, but I wanted that security, I guess. So I did what any good business owner would do. I went into solution mode. I went into how can I keep my business going, keep pushing it, and get it thriving again, but also get some money coming in. And a full-time job just was like every time I thought about it, it pulled my spirit down. I knew that it wasn't going to serve in the way that we needed to serve. So this story is always a hard one to tell because for a while I felt like it touched on that area of weakness that I was giving up, but I wasn't giving up. I was really pushing through. And if you read my posts on Instagram and Facebook earlier, you would have seen that the resilience was there. Um, Back in my 20s, I'd been a barista for a second cup chain. And on our island, we had a Starbucks store. And I thought, you know what? I know the manager. Let me see. Let me ask the question. So I gave her a call. I messaged her, I think. I think I messaged her. And I said, any chance, you're hiring? And she said, actually, I am. And she says, I'm looking for, people like you, the mature people, you know, the older people to take a spot. So out of formality, I went down and had an interview with her the very next morning and started my training the following week. So in August of that year of 2018, started training as a barista. And it really all started lining up because that schedule was flexible. I was able to give her my availabilities. My availabilities for, I could only start after a certain time and I had to finish by a certain time to pick her up before daycare closed at school. There were ped days. So if there was a day I couldn't be there, I marked myself as unavailable. And as my business grew, I was able to make myself unavailable on certain days so I could go and do the teaching or the coaching that I so passionately love to do. It was a win-win, in my opinion, for everybody. And, you know, saying, was it a step up or a step down? I think it was just a step. It was a step in my business that I needed to take to just sort of like give me that little jump, that little push I needed to get to the next level in my business. The kids, I call them, so my coworkers who are a lot younger than me, almost, gosh, some of them were probably a good 25 years younger than me, and they couldn't believe. So I showed up, became part of the team. My strength was customer service. So, the managers, the shift leads, they recognize that and, put me on the window so I could chit chat up with the customers and, get the coffees out on time. It was an incredible 13 months. It was a hard 13 months. The juggling between the Starbucks schedule, the coaching schedule, the teaching teen talk schedule, the mom, the being the wife, the household, all of those things. But it aligned with what I wanted. And that was the thing that I took away from it. It aligned with what I wanted for our family. And what we want for our families is only the best. We only want the best for our kids, for our partners, and for ourselves. I should put ourselves first, right? And I want you to think about that. What does that mean for you? What does that look like for you right now? Where do you want your business to be? Where do you want to be running your business from? If it's from home, kudos to you. If you want to do it from the beach, heck yeah, let's make it happen. This week, I opened my calendar. The link will be in the comment, not the comments, but in the post area. Click on the link. Let's book a time. Let's have a conversation on what that looks like for you. If relocation is that thing, that fence you're sitting on, and you're not sure yet what I should do, let's chat about where you're at and what it looks like where you want to be. What's missing? What is the piece that's missing for you to get to that other side? And if it's a right fit and you think that, wow, Natalie could help me make this happen, we are definitely going to have a different conversation because you deserve to have that most desired outcome. Um, we chose to be here, and I can't wait to tell you more about that tomorrow in day 5 of Trust Yourself to Know When to Pivot. Our DR story will come out tomorrow. But today, it's really about the resiliency of what you can do for you and your business and your family. It's been an incredible week, and I've been so happy to show up. I'm happy to share that today I am signing a new client. I am super excited for her. She and her husband and her fur baby have decided to come down to the Dominican Republic, and we're going to work together to make that a seamless transition. Will there be bumps in the road? Heck yeah, because there's always a bump in the road somewhere. But you want it to make, I want people to have what we had, but just a little bit smoother. And it's possible. So again, for those of you, hey Vika, thanks for tuning in. For those of you who are tuning in later on today, because hey, 9 a.m. is early, man. Even I'm like, how did it creep up on me like this? Hashtag replay. Let me know that you are here. Ask the question. Send me a DM if you're not sure about the calendar link. You're not, let's have a little conversation because it is all about you, and let's make that happen. So whatever you choose to do today on this beautiful Friday, just make it incredible. Stay tuned for more. I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Bye for now.